Okay, good evening, everyone. Something misclicked in my Twitch dashboard, so I don't know if adverts actually ran or not correctly. However, it says pre-rolls off for the next 58 minutes, so I'm going to assume that that worked. So we're just going to yell into it. I was a bunch of last-minute bullshit to fix as well. Let's pop in, make sure everything's working. Okay, good. Everything is working. Yeah. Is my... I feel like my hat is off center. One second. Yeah, also, I had to... For some reason, my VTube C opened, and all my prop attachments were invisible. I don't know why. And I had to pretty much delete and re-add them, and I have to now just readjust this bit. No, do not double-click it. No, go away. There. Okay. Uh, okay. Oh. Lock on. Lock on. Lock on. Oh. Okay, I think that's more aligned. Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck happened to my VTube Studio. Well, geez. Oh, nope. Stay. Actually, no. Let's shove the shoulder to the side. There we go, like that. Yep. Meh. There we go. Does not clutter the screen too much with my body. But there. Okay, so good evening, everyone. So yeah, tonight I got a bunch of painting I want to do. Some priming, some painting, finishing up some little models I have here, and then maybe building a few others tonight. So as y'all can see, focus. Is the focus okay? I see the focus okay. My little army men's here are all color blocked in. They have touch-ups to work on right now, as well as the wash to bring it all together. But the thing I really want to work on is basing this thick lad here. There's a ton of basing material is going to slop straight onto this. So that's going to be fun to do. Also, I want to do the weathering bits on my two vehicles. Just, get some weathering going, make it not look not so pristine and clean. And then, just put that there. After that, I actually have my long overdue to paint Lamates, who I've been using it as a jump chaplain more often than Lamates, unfortunately. That's just how it is. I need to give it a smoother black coat, and then as he tries when we do this, we might come on to do this detail painting after. And I also have my Terminator Chaplain here to do as well. So this is all going to need a bunch of black firemen here. I know his base. And yeah, that's the plan. And then also I might have a few other things to build. Seeing how the timing goes and stuff, and paint drying, I'll have maybe a few other my best marine characters to build up as well. Just just get it done. Gotta get them done. So yeah, that's the itinerary for today. So let us begin. Honestly, I think it's best to begin straight with the airbrushing first, just to quickly prime these lads up, have them drying. As they dry, I can work on this stuff here. So let me just get my compressor running, get my good old mecha primer black out. That's why about chaplains. They're mostly black colored paint, and then I get to try to highlight it a bit here and there. I'm going to actually try to look up see other ways to do the chaplains, but I feel like just going black primer as is, then painting the detail colors is pretty much good enough. So let's see, where is my black primers? That's ink. That's red primer. That's wash. I have a second ink for some reason. That's another wash of a different brand. And here we go. My bread and butter, my mecha color primer. Black. So yeah, this is my good old go-to. It has never once betrayed me. Never betrayed me. Well, actually, turns out this red primer been using. This is not actually the mecha primer. This is the polyurethane primer, which the old formula was a bitch to deal with. But this one in the new bottle, which is like a very shiny bottle, it's not a bitch to deal with. It just works as is. But other than you can't actually mix these. These are slightly different chemicals. But this does not clog my airbrush every 2 seconds. This actually smoothly glows on now. So I was like, okay. So basically, don't get the old vanilla primer. Look for the new one in the shiny bottle. Or just go Mecha Color. Mecha Color just, it works. As of right now, of this video, of this VOD you have to be watching, of this 25th of September, not 2025 September, Mecha Primer is my go-to for everything right now. My go-to for everything that I can acrylic prime at least. So yeah, let's just do the, right here. Actually, let me switch to the paint booth camera. Boom! No crotch! Haha! So, I have not fixed my camera mount yet, so it still keeps flapping and flopping, so I'm having to, like, sort of semi-wedge it against another thing. Oh my god, that it does not want to. I guess we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to, that, wow, this, come on, I just want, like, a 1 degree up, please. You're not gonna stay 1 degree up for me. You're not getting it up for me, are you? Come on, you can do it. You can get it up for me. I don't bite hard. Come on, come on, come. Fine, fine. I need to. I thought my cleanup. I need to really refix it. Also, has a element changed in size again? Wait a second. Why is this bigger than the screen is? Hold on. Yeah, I'm still getting random things in my OBS keep resizing for some reason. There. Now that's good. Okay, we're fixing it live, everybody. Hold on, let me just... what part of your video can I configure? Can I make your lighting a bit better? Let me get that white balance to 5,005. No, your white balance scale is completely different to the other white balance scale. Nice, good to know that. Fix the white balance. Oh! Look at that exposure! Too much. Too much, too little. Too much, too little. Fine. Okay. So, let us begin. Not going to put too much into my airbrush. This is just a very small little bit of priming, but a decent amount, and you cannot even see me inside my airbrush cup. Okay, over here you can, so whoa. That lighting change between... Wait, is it because this lamp has changed? Hold on. Huh. Okay, anyway. Let us engage the needle. Oh. Hopes not to rest my knee against the hose so I block off the airflow. Okay, good. So let's just load in. Let's do the... Oh, let me also actually press OK and save these settings, which I'm going to take a real bet that next time I run OBS, these settings will not be saved in the camera, because it's annoying like that. I need to research a better better camera, which I then swap around for the Logitech over here, because I don't want to put a super expensive good camera in line of fire of my painting booth where all the paint shiz goes around. Anyway, so now, yeah, let us. Ooh. Let's do a little sweater. That should be plenty. Lighting, please work with me. Okay, got a good spray. Can I get this like that? Okay, that's a bit better. All right, let us begin. I'm just gonna grab pieces and just go with others. I'm gonna go a bit heavier on prime just because this prime is gonna actually, well, not only is the prime being the base color, it is actually the main color as well. There's, you know, chaplains wear black, and Space Marines, they're the dark and broody type. So this is both a primer and base coat in one go. And you can barely see that. Nice. I need to kick up the exposure then. Boop. No, other way, other way, other way. Like this. Okay, if I kick up that exposure. Okay, that's better. You can see that better. Look at this. Look at this, lad. That's smooth. Let's shove you there. Let's get your other bits and bobs going. Actually, I'll go a bit lighter here on this crotch piece here, just because a bit lighter, still pretty dark. That's going to go to a paper color later, since that's the parchment. I can build that up, and I can build that up in layers to make it work. You know, a light gray, bone white, then off white, then white. Actually, I don't even go to white because it's parchment. It's going to get age colored anyway. So black to gray to bone white, and we'll be good. Doesn't need to be that even, just for texture purposes. No what color she's going to be. I'll figure that out later. Get in the paint stand. Your other arm. Where? Okay, where did it fall? There you are. Wow. Okay. Continuing on. There's a little bit of off-screen blowy to clean out the pipes, if you know what I mean. There we go. Carefully over here. Then your head. Okay. For your major components, prime for the Terminator Chaplain. Now for Le Mates. I've primed before, but it wasn't that. I think I primed him just because I was trying to use up my last bit of paint, but now that I'm actually going to paint him, let us give him the proper full prime. Aha, he is primed. It's easy. Well, I need to really do make sure he's fully primed because, again, primer is also the base main color as well for him. And I've got to draw out his pistol bolt. I know I've got to draw his pistol later. I'll do that later. Yeah. And his job back. Toastman, welcome. Barbecuing with the mom. Oh, nice. Made to start screen. Hello, good dream. Painting with a smoke pipe, indeed. This is how I do my blow jobs, with an airbrush. Yeah, have fun barbecuing with your mom. Enjoy yourself, and thanks for lurking. Yeah. We're going full blow job right now. Have you blown your chaplain this week? If not, you better go get to it. There we go. Then get this to the side to dry. And let's just also extra prime up your base. Well, I think this is going to be more of a grey tile, I think, from the preview pictures, but we'll see. Just want to prime it for that. Just get primed already. Whoa, whoa. There's a magnet on this already. Hold on. There's a magnet on this. Boom. Ha ha! Magnetized, so I can just grab the prime of the part which my finger is holding. There we go. Base. Okay, and I did not wear gloves. I got my fingers all black now. Perfecto. I'm picking my nose immediately because that's how I roll. Because that's how I roll. I pick my nose. I paint the finger and I pick my nose. But now let's see if I can just return the unused paint back to my primer bottle. So. Yeah. There we go. And now let's do the good old clean out of the airbrush. Yeah. And while that dries, we're going to work on basing the 6-pounder cannon, or 6-pounder gun for my British infantrymen's. My little army men's. There. Get some hortail. Oh, ba-doop. Ba-doop. Oh shit. Ma. Nice. Well, spread it out first. Then let me just, while it spreads out, organize my windows and stuff again. Oh. There. So yeah, hopefully I can bring some. I'm still trying to make my list for this coming game, but hopefully might bring one of these lads I'm painting tonight in. If not, I'll also be building some extra other lads as well. It can't take me that long to base a 6-pounder gun and weather up some little men's and a tank. Famous last words, of course. Okay. Yeah. Bring that out. Add a little bit more water. Boop. Just a little bit of backflows. Go back a bit. Clean the inside completely. Spread out. And then one more flush through the water. There we go. The backflow's looking nice and clean now. Cleaner at least. Clean enough. There. Do I have my thing nearby? I'm not seeing it though. I had a spray bottle of some cleaning liquid, but I since can't find it as I reorganized part of my room. Bit of annoyance. Here's what happens. Let me just see. No. Obviously seeing it. Oh, I'll just do one more water flush just to be safe. One more flush for the road. When in doubt, flush once more for the road. Yeah. Also do a little needling. Spread out. There we go. It's near enough. Pull needle back. And good for now. Okay, a little bit of priming it so the stream is done. Let us Switch cams. Back to the build. Build. Blah 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 blah. Build zone. Boom. Okay, we're at the build zone now. And let me see. Can I? Okay, it's very dry. I can scratch it off my thumb. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Get this maybe centered here. And there we go. Okay, so what I wish to do is another thing that will take a bit longer to dry than the rest. So let us work on basing the 6-pounder gun first. I feel like using this new, I got brown marron or brown mud. This feels like something nice to like splop this gun into. So let's slide this away. As you can see, I pre-glued the infantry in just because I want to, since these were metal infantry, they have this little round base in it, and I didn't bother cutting off the base. I'm gonna like mound the basing material up to cover the ovals on this, and then I'm going to position and then squish this down to make it look like this is sunken slightly into the dirt as well. That's the plan. That's the plan at least. And then I'll see about just dumping a few little flocky flocks I have. Where's my flocky flocks? Here we go. Yeah, I have these Vallejo wild tufts, and I have some of this non-name brand thing here. So this I might save that because I know you can just do PVA glue on top of the basing and then stick this on after. So I might do that first. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think I might PVA glue these things on after the fact, since it will dry clear anyway. So yeah, let's only focus on getting the thing in position. So yeah, so let's just get on with it. So let me see. I have, for spreading this around, I have, ouch, this little molding tool here. What else do I have? I've got toothpicks as well. Grab 2 toothpicks. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to be needed. So let us crack into this brown mud. Sealed for your freshness. Now, so I know what this is. This is a texture paste with what you call it? Glue. So it takes a bit to dry, but then it's dry solidly with the, well, texture of mud and stuff. That's why it's got this freshness seal. Oh, look at that mud. And let's spread the chocolate paste. We got the chocolate pudding here. We're gonna need a decent amount of it because it's a large base. Yeah. Let's start with this first and try to get it to spread on around the infantry first. So let's carefully get the infantry spread in this, and then I got mud on my fingies already. And then see how it goes from there. So we just grab some of that. Just start spreading it around the base here. We have the chocolate pudding. There we go. Just try to get it into the nooks and crannies there. Just flattening it out neatly and nice. Well, sort of neatly nice around. Also try to fill in the little like step the infantry have on. There we go. Just carefully with the very tip of my tool, pushed in where it needs to go. And then anything that didn't quite fully cover, I can just, use a brown paint to blend it in. So it's not too much of an issue if I get a bit too much on the guy's boots. It's because, they're trudging through the mud. They're going to get themselves dirty. Their boots will definitely be but dirty. There we go. So the loader has been surrounded in it. Now we're doing the gunner dude. But yeah, these guys, I super glued down already. I positioned the gun and I just super glued these guys down just so I knew, where the fuck they went. Which is basically, according to the rules, within 2 inches of the breech of the gun, which is where they are. And also, it's pretty close to how the product pictures show as well. So it's like, I wouldn't put the product picture. They said to do it like that. I did it like that. Even though the product pictures I do know are not actually fully accurate, especially the whole Bren Gunner loader shenanigan when it comes that actually it was the Bren Gun ammo belts. Minor rivet counting nitpick, and even I said I don't quite rivet count. Well, I'll rivet count if there's a case of like person X carried this, and like okay, he carried that specifically, so of course he's gonna carry it. Versus, oh, the uniform's the wrong shade of color. Yeah, screw that. No, the uniform is I've intentionally done these sort of lighter than they should be, just so it's easier to see when playing the game. That is a gameplay choice, and I've gone close enough. I've taken the steps of close enough, but I'm not going to be nitty gritty, full color matching this. God, in my case, it's pretty easy to color match it because, hey, they have a paint called English Uniform for the English uniforms. So yeah, that just worked. It is. I mixed a little bit of khaki into it just to lighten it up. That's all I did. There we go. Just enough of the pudding paste to just cover up their bases. There we go. Just squish that in and around. Nice. Let's just get some under his foot there for the blend in. Okay, so the 3 infantry are well covered. Now, let's just dollop on some more to finish off the rest of the base. I wish the seal had not torn in half like this, but oh well. Just scrape that off there. Side. Remove the rest of the seal. Do not taste the forbidden pudding. It'll glue your gonads together. That's right, you heard me. Eating this will glue your gonads together. It'll go straight to the balls. It'll go straight to the piss bladder, which is stored in the balls, as everyone knows. And it'll glue your gonads together when it sets. And you don't want to glue your gonads together. Or maybe you do. Don't. I won't king shame you. You can shame me, though. Okay. So now we just get a good spread. A beautiful spread around. Going to need quite a bit of it, actually, I think. Thought I need to get this to the edges to make it look sort of natural. Although, I want it more layered near the center where the wheels are going to go so they can sink in. There we go. That. Reloading the pudding. I require additional pudding. The forbidden Nutella. There we go. Getting that mud. Have you spread your mud today? I'll spread your mud all night long. Wait, what? Oh, running out of space to hold this easily. But just gotta get my finger around the mud. We don't want to get too dirty tonight. We want to get tastefully dirty tonight, but not raunchy dirty. We can't. There's some hashtags we can't go to on this platform, or even the other platform. Apparently, actually, there's even hashtags the other platform is not going to allow. There we go. Okay. Yeah. And okay, like that. So I got my toast here now. I'm spreading my Nutella on my 6-pounder toast with my little army men upon it. Unfortunately, not seamen, but army men. Have you spread your seamen today? I mean, army men. Yep. Oh, so just got to get a bit more on that metallic base there. Yep. Squish that in. There we go. Now let me. I know the 6-pounder gun is going to be somewhere around this location here, so I'm just thickening it up a little bit for the wheels to sink into. So I need to thicken it up a little bit here where the wheel, what's it? The recoil braces are going to go. There we go. Okay, that looks like a good amount. So now let us put that down first. Close up my mud. Also wipe down my putty tool before this dries on it. Yeah. This is mud. This is not any other product or material unless you want it to be. Okay, so now let us carefully. Yeah. Yeah, like that, and then squish it down. Blah, 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 blah. I like that angle. Let me angle a little bit more the other way. You're all within range of the breech. Get my power tool and just spread a bit of this a bit further back around here. Like that. This also just gets a bit of it up onto the wheels since this was wheeled into place. So, of course, it's going to be pretty dirty all over the wheel. There we go. Just spreading it up over and around. Same for this wheel. Just get some of the excess here. Spread it over the entire wheel because this thing was trundled in across over all this in the first place. So we're just gonna make it nice and dirty. All over both wheel sides. You can also just drag a bit of it back here for making it look like it was wheeled in place. I can also add more later. Whoopsie, shifted the entire thing over. I was going to add more of this later on. Just while we got the stuff here, let's just apply some. there. Recenter that. Okay, now we kind of just gotta leave this thing alone and let this set. So I'm gonna put this into my airbrush booth. So my airbrush booth is gonna be out of action for the rest of the night. So let this dry without being shifted around. And this is thickest amount I ever used, so this might take a bit to dry. So there we go. Okay. There. All right. That is one 6-pounder gun based and now drying. Boom. Okay, it's time for some weathering now of our lads. It's not really weathering. Well, these guys need to be inspected and then add a little bit of wash to them to bring them together. Then these need, well, okay, panel lining, which is also kind of like washing as well. And also I gotta check what color this top would have been. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. What color would the top have been? Okay, so yeah. So we got some washing to do. And some minor painting here. So let me get good old Google open and see. Universal carrier top. What color would the top have been according to pictures? Looks like people have just done it in khaki, honestly. Universal carrier Mark II. Any other historical pictures or otherwise? That is a khaki. Okay, khaki top. We got khaki top to do. With apparently also khaki belts. All right, we got khaki on khaki action going on here. Gotta love that khaki. And then what else? What else I need to check for? Everything else was really just painted everything in olive drab, which is already is. Okay then. And then let's see. What action Churchill? How were these weathered? Those were. I don't want to really do mud weathering on the tank. This tank. I could, but I don't feel like doing it yet. Maybe. So I need to. I'm gonna wash weather it. Maybe dry brush weather it a bit. So first off, let's do a brown wash first, just to get started. Yeah, that will be the plan. So let me get my washes. Go. Also, I should have a. Where's my Agwax? No, my flesh shade. I use a little bit of flesh shade just because it's pre-mixed already on my infantryman's skin. Here you go, Reichland flesh shade. I've got my Vallejo sepia brown game wash. I think that's all I need. Yeah, okay, let's just go with this. Let's go with the tank first. Let's put it to the side later. So where's my paint palette? I'm gonna get myself a nice wide brush. There we go, a nice wide brush. Why are you not as soft as you used to be? Oh, soft enough. Let's just give this a little swirly swirl. Okay. Sealed for your protection. There we go. It's not the one I was using. This is what I was using. Oh. Let me put some water into my palette here just to wet things down a bit. Oh, and the boop. And I've got my kitchen roll here to help get excess off as well. Let's just go with it as is. And let's see, that's a bit, that might be a bit much, honestly. Hold on. That's okay. I can work with that. There we go. Let's see, that is a bit of a fizzy bubble, more than I like. Let me just really wet this down. There we go. Okay. So this needs a wet, major wet down to not bubble like that. There we go. Just trying to drag this downwards. Actually, I should just take the turret off. There we go. There, that's gonna be easy. I can hold it by the barrel. There we go. Like that. Okay, so this is a heavily wetted down dipping formula. Just dragging it downwards. Yep. Letting it filter through everything. Okay. Yep. So that's a very nice thin layer of clear brown. Put that to the booth dry. And then now it's the body. So just doing a little tiny dip of this, then heavily wetting it in my water here. And then we're just gonna go to town with it, I guess. Like so. And I'll just re-spread it out where it's too thick. Let's just trying to go for a bit more wetness to make it extra thin and extra flowy. There we go. Yeah. Have it flow down everywhere it needs to go. I let it pool a bit on the tracks just to weather the tracks up a bit more. There we go. Just meh. So this is heavily wetted down. So it was a tiny dip in my game wash, a lot of water, slap it on, then a lot more water after that. That seems to be a nice, good, thinned down tint of a filter. Let me just try to eliminate the bubbles that have been caught in some of these areas here. Okay. Do it on this side. Tiny dip. A lot of water. And then go to town. Spread it. Spread the pigment with a brush around everywhere first. And then go for more water. And really wet it down and let it flow. Blap, blap, blap. I'm pulling it from the top and bringing it down to the sides now. Best I can, at least. There we go. Just quick and easy, quick and dirty. Again, this is a what you call it? Keep it simple, stupid sort of paint job. Don't go overboard. Just minimal effort to get maximum results sort of paint job for these guys. Which is very easy to do when you can weather, when you got real world weathering to do, so any normal mistakes just weather straight in, or the mistake is the weathering. So, haha. Or according to Keikaku, I guess, maybe. There we go. And of course, extra weathering powder you can just really drag down onto the tracks, because the tracks are going to be super extra dirty with all the gunk and muck they're going through, so... Yep, just when in doubt, draw excess down to the tracks. Because that's where it's going to be really gunky dirty. Yeah. Also, at school, one of my friends said this stuff does actually dry matte, so it's actually not going to be all super shiny when it dries, which is nice. There we go. Make sure I get all the nooks and crannies. Use my little bits of excess to cover these top segments, like so. There. Let me add a little bit more water now to help with thinning out the top parts. I was just trying to pop these bubbles as well. I know this thing likes to bubble a bit when you have a big brush. So that's one warning. So sort the bubbles, I just extra wet my brush and then kind of just stab and poke at the bubbles so they all pop away. There we go. But all come done it. Let me just find another location to hold on to this. Like this. Just so I can, reach the sides of these tracks. And really, add a bit more weather to this. Get them dirty tracks. There we go. Just a touch more. Just quick spread at the bottom. And then a bit more water to really blendy mix it. There we go. Bit more water. Bammo. Okay, that's a little bit of a fingerprint there, but that's fine because the turret's going to be on top of that anyway, so you're not going to see that, hopefully. If not, it's just going to be part of the weathering. Maybe that little part of it got a little bit extra dirty, that's all. Just a little bit of extra gunk happened there. No foul about that. Okay. Well, that's done. Let me just close up my dipping formula and now transfer this tank to my booth to dry. Oh, there we go. Hooked by the pinky into the boothy. Boom. Okay, let that dry for a bit. Now for I just got cleaning water slapped onto my face. There we go. Anyway, so now let's use the little leftover of the wash to weather down the universal carrier here. Which probably should have done this after I was going to do the car key, but oh well. I'll car key the top after the fact. Let's just get this weathering going around this tank, particularly along the tracks and wheels. That's where the focus should be. Oh, I can just bring it all over just to filter it in as well. Tracks, of course. Yeah, there we go. Just hold it by the very careful tip of that machine gun. Weather tracks up a bit more. Weather around the machine gun part. And okay, so universal carrier, it's really smooth. You dry as well now. Okay. So that's the main vehicle weathering done. For now. Let us now inspect the troops. Troop inspection. Dick's out for troop inspection. Wait, what? Okay. Let's see. Let's see. So let's see. Let's sort these out again by who was who. Commandos are here. Oh, realign my camera. Then my NCOs. Meh. I have the Piat ammo carrier. The Piat carrier himself. And I got my 10 rifleman dudes here. Okay, let us see what needs to be done on these guys. I think some of them, their helmets need to... The smooth guys, their helmets need to be fixed up a bit. While these guys need their helmets retouched up again with a second coat. These guys need the dry brush-ish on their webbings, helmet webbings, because they have the webby helmets. And then it's going to be a bit of a Reichland flesh shade on all their skin, I guess. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the plan. So I still, last stream, not last stream, a few days on my 000 brush, the brush part came off somewhere. I don't know where it's flown off to, so oh well. So we're gonna just YOLO it with a size 0. It's got a decent point still. Keyword is decent point, not the best point, but a decent point. Let's just grab a little bit of the Reichland flesh shade here. Shake it up. Let me just dampen my brush up a bit. Decant some out here. There we go. And then heavily thin this down. There we go. We just want a very light tint of this. Nothing too extreme. Okay. Let's go with the Piat launchers first. Let's get very careful. Brush around on you. Just, around your fleshy bits. There we go. Let's see. Brings out a little bit of detail on them, makes the body less, well, plasticky, effectively. So, yeah. Here. So just a very light, thin application of this on the faces and the hands, just to, bring it together. Oh, let me just see. Will it work on the uniform as well? Hold on. Okay, I'm using this NC as a test. I'm just going to flesh shade his entire uniform and see if that acts as a nice filter to bring it all together. Why is your rifle not fully painted? I might have forgotten to paint the wood on this rifle, or all the wood at least. Oh well, okay. So he's going to be the test to see. So the guy with the rifle that I have to finish painting is a test where I put flesh shade over his entire uniform. The rest I'm just going to do on the face, just because that's the whole point. Well, the face and hands, because that was the whole point of this in the first place. And just see if the flesh shade acts as a decent all-around wash. So yeah, we'll just go with that first and see. Oh, ad break starting in 60 seconds. As always, if you want to skip the ads, you can always give a little bit of a subscription, and a little bit helps to support the channel. Otherwise, I can't do much about it. They are a part of Twitch, and I really can't stop it. So I run 3-minute ads every hour to prevent pre-rolls, so anyone newly joining the stream can get straight in without being stuck in advert hell. Just, for growth purposes. So yeah, what was I doing? No, I was on testing it. So yeah, well, bear with it. I'll just be painting flesh shade skins and stuff like that. I do there's a delay between this warning, so I'm gonna hit the adverts to run now, and I'll catch you all in 3 minutes. Boom. And then if anyone is still here because I don't know how weird the ad break. Some people see ads, others don't, even though I'm subscribed. I don't know how that Twitch handles that. It's a mystery for everyone, honestly. So for those that are still here, just chill. Just have a chill day and have some fun. And who the fuck just messaged me? Yeah. Oh yeah, that really brings out the details. And yeah, we'll see if I have to use. I need to find a cheaper Viclin flesh shade, I think, because it's not quite the same shade as that dipping formula I have. Also, it's running out already. I need more, 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 more. There we go. There. It's like a slightly redder brown than the dipping formula which I was using for the tanks. There we go. There we go. Just touch that around where his fingies are. And note to self: one of the NCOs has the rest of his rifle. I need to finish painting up because for some reason I missed part of it. Whoopsie poopsie, lemony squeezity. So can still make mistakes. It's all about recovering from mistakes. Happy little accidents. Of course, if I didn't make the happy little accident, I couldn't have a guy to identify. All right, this guy has all the full flesh shade over him versus the others who don't. Yeah. There we go. Just I gotta get the brown bukkake over their faces. There you go. The reddish brown prolapse liquid, whatever. The fun fluids. Yeah, I gotta get the reddish brown fun fluids on them. Oh. Around that. Very carefully. There. That's real fast and real quick job. Just, yeah. Splap you all around. Nice and carefully. Almost there. Blah, 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 blah. Uh-huh. Nice. Blap, 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 and a blap. Also, welcome back everybody from the adverts. Thank you for staying, hanging around. It means the world to me. Just as I said during the ad breaks, we're doing the fun brown the bukkake brown fun fluids over all the skin just to really bring out the details. Oh yeah. Around. Perfect. And now the commando team. And note self, I have to find the guy, the NCO that didn't have all the paint on his rifle. Which I've just run out, so I need to get a moderately tiny little bit more. Lap. 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 Okay, let's try it. See if that will be enough for the rest of the dudes. Carefully. There we go. Looks like I'm good. I'm good unless I find the entire uniform white blending was good, and then I was like, oh, shit, I'm gonna have to use a lot more than I was expecting. So unfortunately, it's a G Dubs color paint, and so it does have that cha-ching behind it at my detriment. There you go. Yes. Just enough to get the last skin guy. I think also just blapping on the hats for remainder. Okay. All these infantry have had the... Oh, the guys on the 6-pounder gun have to have... shit. Okay. That's fine. I can just do a second session of this later. Anyway, okay. So that is the Wycland flesh shading done. Have you flesh shaded your Wyclands? I'll flesh shade your nuts. So now, I need to get a little bit of khaki out now for the webbings on their hats. And of course, I put my paints away like a good boy, which means I can't find anything I need now. Which one is this one? That is a flat earth. Bone white. What is this one? That's the flat brown. Cocky. Got my cocky. Cocky? Let's give it a shake. This Vallejo monocolor old formula. It takes quite a shake. You gotta do that gentlemanly actions quite a lot. There we go. Okay. Let's get a little... That should be more than enough of a dollop. Let's just thin this down a bit. Not too thin, I think, because this is some very small webbing areas, so I don't want it too thin. I do want it actually slightly thicker so I can sort of dry brush it. So let us test with the Piat dudes. Just gotta very carefully hit the webbings. Yeah, God, that's... Let's see. Not quite what I was hoping for, but actually, no. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, wait, I have an idea. I don't brush it. I pat it on. And then I just press my finger on it. There we go. Now his webbing's done. There we go. So I pat it with the brush and I press it with the finger. Is that the best way to do it? Probably not, but it's the way that I have immediately found works. So I'm gonna do it that way. So very lightly. Pat this on, then press with my finger to really absorb and press it around as I need to. That rifle is pretty close. There we go. That's weapons. That's some weapons done. And I have an idea as well. I have an idea as well to really finish that up after the fact. We just do similar here. Nice and carefully. Actually, I have a second idea. Just gotta get this up on first and let it dry off a bit. Then I'm going to do that brown, what you call it, dipping formula to refill the recesses back in again. Yeah, that is the plan for this. Very carefully. Nice. Let's see, everyone who doesn't have the webbing on their heads, I'll shove to the side. Again, we do it here. Like so. And you. See, this is kind of like a dry brush, actually. I could have just used the dry brush method. Oh, well, now I know. Fuck around, find out, as always. Then I can just dry brush a bit more on this guy's head then, just to help it out. There. Okay, webbings are dry brushed on. I think actually, maybe we can just go with a Vicodin Flesh Shade while it's here. We're gonna flesh shade the heads now to fill in the recesses. So just gonna dip in water, dip a bit into the flesh shade, feel the flesh shade. Again, Piat team, you are my experimentation. You just unevenly dab it on the hat just to give it some texture and stuff. There we go. I think that's kind of okay. That's kind of working. Just helps fill in the recesses a bit on the hat. Yeah, and then if it needs to be lighter, I can just come back in with the dry brush later again. Yeah, okay, that's working pretty well. It's looking pretty good. Yep. Quick and easy. Quick, dirty, and easy. Just the way I like it. Just the way I am. Easy, breezy, quick and dirty cover girl. In your mom, or something like that, yeah. Okay, there we go. Done. Nice and fast. Record time painting, actually. We did both the tanks. Well, did the tank, did the universe carrier. I can't weather the 6-pounder gun because the basic is still drying. I can't shift it. I was like, hello, welcome to Crap Pot. Welcome to the stream. If you come here for ball building painting, that's what you're in for. I'm doing some bolt action minis right now. Got my little British Army men here, which I'm just weathering up and stuff right now, or just finishing up. So I've done the treasure tank, done the universal carrier. The 6-pounder gun, I got a bunch of basing on it. So I'll just quick. Let's go to the paint camera. Painting's going good. Surprisingly fast tonight. In the final stage of it, really. Here's my painting booth, which has these drying. Basically, those who are drying, that's a ton of basing material. What was it? Vallejo texture diorama stuff. So that's drying, so I can't touch that in any way. So that's gotta dry first before I can even touch it to weather and stuff. Well, hello, Wraith. Welcome. How you doing? I'm just showing off with the horribly bad focused painting booth camera while I've got drying here. Welcome. I'll give you a shout out and say, well, oh God. Wow. Let's get a shout out to you. S.O. the Wah. Welcome. What are you up to? So I got the churchill drying, got a ton of weathering powder on, weathering gunk on that, so that has to dry before I can move it around. You're picking a tank too? Nice. So that, none of this I can really touch until it dries, which means that's that. My airbrush booth is out of action for the rest of the night. I've also primed my Lamatis and my Terminator Chaplain. Now let's go back to the build camera. Boom. Yeah. And now I'm finishing up these little British infantrymen here. Basically, I've done Vicodin Flesh Shade on all their face and skin. And now I'm checking their helmets. I've carefully done the webbing, dry brushing, and filtering on the helmets. Now I need to kind of solidify these helmets a bit. They need a second coat of their paint to smooth it a little. And also, I've got one NCO. I didn't actually paint the rifle for you. Yeah, this NCO I didn't fully paint the rifle for some reason. Also, I tested Vicolin Flesh Shade over the entire uniform with him. Actually, it's dry enough now. Let's compare you to the other NCO. Where's the other NCO at? Where's the other NCO at? Here it is. Let's see. So this is with Vicolin Flesh Shade over the entire body. This is with it not over the entire body. It is slightly darker. It's shaded better on this one, but it has darkened it slightly. I think I might. Oh no, I'm gonna have to. I think I'm kind of liking the fact that I'm liking the flesh shade that went over the uniform as well. That kind of brought it together. Okay, I'm gonna have to flesh shade the entire uniforms as well. But yeah, this is my bolt action starter set, and I got 1,000 points built and ready. I have some other models still left to build and paint on them, but I'm going to wait till I see how the game plays, see how I'm going to build the remaining models, because they are very flexible, since basically they're humans with guns. British guns, specifically, so yeah. So it looks like I'm going to be having to Vicolin Flesh Shade everyone, and also you. Yeah, I didn't... How did I literally miss a chunk of your rifle when painting? I literally painted one side half, and then didn't touch the other side. So I'm going to put you here to remind me to go back to you for that. And I'm going to have to get flesh shading the entire uniform. So let me get a not over wide brush, but a slightly wide brush to do that with. There we go. But thanks for coming. Thanks for bringing your community over. Oh, self-introduction. Did I self-introduce? Well, anyway, I'm Coleman, the Plumber VTuber. I do a lot of model kits, building, painting, miniatures, warhammers. You can see I got the warhammers there. I got Miku's there. I've got sexy waifus that probably can't be shown on this. Actually, definitely can't be shown being built, and Gundams and stuff. So yeah, if you're into that, feel free to give a follow and so on. Yeah, thanks for putting community over. Also, I know it's late for you, so head to bed, mate. Thanks for coming, but head to bed, mate. Hope you have a good day, along with everyone else who arrived. So yeah, now let's start flesh shading all of these. So let me just decant a bit here. Blah, blah, blah. A very light flesh shade, so I'm going to definitely thin this down a lot. I don't want it too dark, but I do want it washed and tinted. Give me more, and that's getting some of that. The khaki in. Whoopsie. I forgot that was active khaki paint there. Oh, be gone, bot! There we go. Bot has begone. Anyway, so now there's just very lightly apply this over the uniform to really bring this shaded in and bring it together. There we go. One. You. There we go. So yeah, welcome everyone. Just doing some chill building and painting. Once these guys are painted up, I'm going to start building up some more of my space-moving characters, because I've been wanting to use them, I've just not been building them in time much, and also be flat in their boxes that take a lot of space when you have a few of them. And also, maybe also start painting a bit of Lamatis as well. Lamatis and Terminator Chaplain, if their primer dries, which should be dry already. The primer that's on my finger you see here already is pretty well dry and ready to be painted over, so yeah. Gonna have multiple different painting opportunities and projects to work on this night. And you know, just having a fun time, have a good chill. Yeah. There we go. And also, I'll probably off screen, completely top coat these with like a matte coat. Vallejo Mecha Color matte coat as well. Again, Vallejo Mecha Color is my go-to for any and all airbrushing and even hand painting needs. Especially metallics. It just works. And the primer never gives me an issue. Not sponsored, would love to be sponsored. Actually, no way case. Not sponsored, kind of want to be sponsored, but also horrible sponsor because I would sing praises about one of your products and then insult a different product to no end. So maybe it's better I'm not sponsored by Vallejo. Maybe. Anyway. Boop, boop. And let's just splatter this around here. Get you nice and filtered. Filtered. Just doing a, what was it? A New Summer filtered. And out filtered. Got filtered, biatch. Have you been filtered yet today? Have you filtered your ball today? Well, good thing you're here, because Coleman R, will filter your balls. For free. See, you are the other one. You need to have that fleshy shady. You be flesh shaded. Let me shade your flesh. There we go. Then grab you. Just quick blast around. 1, 2, blasting it. Brain blasting it. Butt blasting it even if you want to. I won't kink shame. Oh, kink and courage. So I need a bit more of the flesh shade in a different spot because that's mixing with the khaki, which I didn't want to happen. Let's just grab it into this corner here. Thin that down. There we go. Just dabby dab it around your uniform. Get shaded, soldier. Over it. You. There we go. Anyway, that was a bit. This was a bit concentrated, but I guess a bit of color variety doesn't hurt. Get a bit more water to thin that down. You soldier. Quick brushy brush over everything. There we go. And blah 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 all over. Give me that good recessed colors. Nice. Okay, these lovely lads are almost done. And then we'll move on to some other things. Oop. Burn gunners. Yep. Nice and carefully all around. And last burn gunner. Go. There we go. Okay, that is all the infantry here done. Let's just wash off my brush. I'll wash off again later with some fresher water. Now just get the sauce emptied out as much as I can for now. Now let me grab that wood color I use. German red brown. Get a tiny spot of it out. Just a little bit of spot over here. There we go. For you, because I missed the whole side of your gun when painting. So just very carefully. With my brush. Go along. Up to the metal band and past the metal band. Just finish it up. There we go. Okay, a little bit more there actually. Hold on. Probably just not filling out completely over there. Why is the tip of this brush not getting pointy? Interesting. I need to recheck this brush then. There we go. Okay, fixed your rifle. Clean off the brush. Let's absorb this dirty water away. Put some new water in. Smack my head against the camera. Yep. Bloop. Okay. Clean off my brush. With the brush conditioning fluid as well. This really does help extend the life of a brush, even the cheaper ones. There we go. Excellent. Then just clean it off in the water again. There we go. We got the tip again. Perfect. Do the same for this brush. Clean it off a bit here. Then clean it off a bit more. The soap. Again in the water. There we go. Now it's nice and soft again. And then as well for this wider brush I used earlier, then for the weathering, plap, 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 to the soap. Let's just get a bit of a soak and a brushy brush around. Plap, 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 plap. Plap, 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 plap in the water. Brushy, brushy. Swirly, swirly. There we go. Nice and soft again. There. Boom. So yeah, as long as I big recommends to brush conditioning fluid. This is Tamiya, but I guess get whatever brand you can get. It's pretty much, it's a soap for paintbrushes, and it's worth it. It really does help extend your paintbrush life, or like resume the tips at least for a little bit longer, so you have a nice sharp paintbrush tip all the time. Okay, so with all those lads done, my clean paper here is now getting all brown again. Perfect. It is time. Let me see. It's time to think work on some characters and stuff. Let me just get a stretch and a little tricky drink myself. Where's my water? I just had my water. Where did it go? One second. Me. Water grabbed. Okay, let's see. I think let's do a little bit of building. So, again, these guys get shoved off into my paintbrush booth to dry. So, Away we go. Piat, guys. My NCOs. The commandos. The riflemen. And the Brent gunners and loaders. There. Okay. So I'll be back in just a second. Let me go grab a thing which I want to build tonight. Yeah. Just over here. Oh, my knee, my old man knees. Ooh. Oh, smack the camera for good luck again. What else I have here? Okay, okay. Man. Okay. Man. I am back. Get this out of the way. So now let us, before we start painting some infantry, let's build a dude. Let's build a dude that may or may not be used sooner or later. Let us build. Boom. Astaroth, the Grim. Haha. We've got Mr. Edgy Guy here. With the wings, the executioner axe, the mask, and that flowy long hair. Yeah, let's build him up. Or build him up to a stage where he's paintable. And go from there. Let me just put my paint palette to the side. So let's see how this goes. So let us also this is a very rich, deep wine red he is. I'll have to see if I don't have that color, I think I can just wash it down. This instruction will probably say what color to use, right? Right, maybe. We'll see. Nah. First, let's just get his box open. Gimme my angel of death. Boom. Wow, he just fits in one screw. Okay. No, oh, nice, but that looks like his head might be a bit of a doozy to paint up. Oh, he's 40 mil base. So let's see. How does he assemble up? Okay, so looks like I can do his left arm and axe separately. So I can reach all the nooks and crannies for painting him. I can do his head separately as well. Okay, looks doable, looks manageable. Okay. Okay. Right. Sure. Looks manageable. The wings are going to be a heck to edge highlight, but oh well, that's how it goes. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's go with it. Let me before we begin, let me just give a quick Google of what colors we should use. So let's see. Astorath the Grim paint scheme. Let's see, what colors have people used for this lad's lovely armor? Begone cookies, I don't need you. That is very bright red. Let's see. Let's see. What do people use? Let me see. 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 Uh, getting not many good answers, honestly. He's gonna be a prime red for sure. So he's gonna be primed red. Oh, bop, beep, blap. Actually, maybe I can just ask Strathgrim. See what the. Let's see what Warhammer site itself says. No, no. Copy, paste, Warhammer 40k. Let's see. Let's take a quick peek. See, just to see. Let's give a browsy browse. Begone cookies. Read more. Related. Oh, I could have sworn the GW website used to have recommendations on paint to use with their models. But seems they don't do that anymore on their new website. Let me click another model. See, let's see. Blood Angels, Librarian, and Terminator Armor. Do you give a no? They don't give the paint recommendation anymore. Huh. Okay, we're just gonna have to YOLO it then. We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to raw dog it. We're gonna have to go in dry. We're gonna have to go in without protection. We're going to have to invert the foreskin. Yeah. Anyway, let us sub build him first. Oh, my God, a stretch. Oh shit, that's gonna stretch. Meh. And let us see. Let us look see poop see. So, I also love how the instructions go 1, 2, 16, 3, 4. Like, yes, 16 totally comes after 2 in the order. And of course, this is not organized. Ooh, look at that chest. Look at the muscles. Look at that vein. Look at them veins. Oh yeah. Snip. I was going to do really nice and smoothly sand that. One. And then boop. 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 And a boop boop. He's on a tactical marble statue. 1, 2, and 16. Boom. Okay. Let us prep this lad. Nice and carefully. Very carefully trim this here. Okay, and then we do the sandy sand. With any file within range. There we go. Smoothing that out as much as possible. Goes with a knife. Just do the scrapey scrape to be sure. Nice. There's a little bit of a scrapey scrape for the mold line here. Just gotta very carefully analyze the model, look for the subtle mold lines to deal with them. These mold lines are very shallow and light, not egregious like some other G-dub models I've worked with, like the heavy intercessors. My god, those had major mold lines. Okay, and as always, to help with smoothing it out, you can also get some cement and do a little bit of a dollopy wipe down over the parts you were shaving at. There we go. Get that to dry a bit. And we clean up the next piece very carefully. Extremely carefully. It's so close to details. There we go. Then, very carefully sand. Very carefully. Use a knife for the rest of it. Scrape it flat. There we go. Same for this side. Give me a little bit of sand here first. Nice. And then side scrape. Up here. A little bit of a scrapey scrape here on his elbow. Oh, did I turn up my compressor from when I was airbrushing? I did not. Remember to evacuate the air from your air compressor when you're done with it, so it doesn't rest on the inside. Yeah. Okay. Now, just a quick rundown with the cement at these spots to smooth it out again. Boop, beep, bop, boop, blop. There we go. Yeah. And this one, just a quick snip. Quick snip. Sand it. Yeah. Okay. All right. We've got the first three pieces ready to assemble. Let's get the base assembled first. Just dollop the cement in. Give it a little squish, a little squeeze. Okay, now check. How does this go? Like that. So let's just dollop cement here and then push it in. Like so. do something inside. Oh, you can see the inside of the abs and that ass. That ass. That's Asterothi. The Aster. It's the Asterussy here. Yeah, there we go. We got the Asterussy. Yeah. Okay, there we go. That percolate in your minds. The Asterussy. Now we have number 3 and 4. Those look safe to attach together in one go. Where? Nippers, come back. Where is it? 3 is over here. Snip. 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 And 4 is your other leg. Snip and a snip. Okay. That does. Snip and smooth. Snip and smooth in. That is close to the detail spot there. Okay. Light the sand. Very lightly. Yep. Over here. And over here. Okay. Leg. This is a bit of a thicker nub, so that should be a bit more careful. This is a nub on a slightly concave armor surface, which is fucking stupid. Use the off round to very carefully sand that out. Putting nubs on concave surfaces is fucking diabolical. I do not approve of this. Sponge. Sanding sponge time. Get it in there. There. Then let's just do the good old dollop of cement to absorb up the flakes and smooth it out. Okay. Smooth that a bit more. Now, went into joint. Leg onto joint. Done. There. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. So looks like this is going to be the first main assembly. So I should be able to sand down this stone here. Nice and smooth. Yeah. And again, meant to smooth out the bits and bobs. Okay, so we have, I think, oh yeah, the back. This back piece, I think, can safely go on for a singular piece for painting. Yep, that looks good. Get back here. Your duty's not done, brother. Haha. Okay. Let's get the cement running all along these edges. And this comes on in. Bammo. Press. Get the little spot down here. Press. Press. A bit more on the joint here. Press. Okay. We have primary body. Done. So that's going to be one subassembly. Next subassembly will be the head. Just two assemblies. Two pieces only. His face and then his hair. His gorgeous locks of hair. One. Two. Three. Snip. Snip. Very carefully. Right around here. Nice and careful sandy sand. It's time for the headpiece. Thankfully, this is a nub around the neck joint. But that was, again, this is a very big and thick nub for a neck joint. Carefully carve it down to size. There. Okay. So now just cement to head. And then hair to scalp. Boom. Now, is this going to be a bridge to paint later? Yes, but that is future me problem, because I'd rather have this together in one piece to deal with than not. As I risk getting glue and stuff onto the hair that I've already painted. I'm going to peel the paint off it again, and then meh. So, boom. There. Then after that, it's the hand axe. Shoulder pads and backpack. Okay. So we have hand axe is just as is. Just gotta snip it out. Like so. Snip. Snip. And snip. And careful, sandy sands. Yeah. Okay. Get the shoulder. Get the bottom of your axe. And then get the mold line. Just here. Nice and carefully. All right. Okay. Okay. More mold lines here. There we go. Cleared up. Okay. Next sub bit there. After that, I have his shoulder pad. That's a quick cement together. One. Two. And the other shoulder pad. Boop. Three. Let us clean this up a bit. Nice and smooth. Then carefully cement the two halves of this shoulder pad together. And boom. All right, let's just touch a cement at your two ceiling points here. See if I can't press you hard enough to merge the plastic a little bit. Yes. Okay. There we go. Your skull shoulder pad is ready. Your other shoulder pad is just like this. Just trim it flat. Good to go. That. Okay. I think might as well just stick your shoulder pad straight on. Yeah. Bammo. Makes painting easier, probably. Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out. If not, I have the skills and the patience to deal with this. If it's not easier. Famous last words. Blammo. There. Boop, boop. Like that. That's a quick test fit to make sure it all fits right. Yes, it does fit right. Okay. Bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Now's your jetpack. Okay, so just stipple jetpack pieces, easy to figure out which is which. Just snip them all out, sand them down, and get them ready. Boop, go boop, and snippy loop. And these magnificent wings. If Astaroth can have wings, why can't the Sanguinary God have wings? He got Primaris and kept his wings. Yeah. Yeah. Okay then. Oh, wonderful basing material thing, which I might not even use, honestly, but it's here if I need it. And now we have an empty runner! Haha! And I can fold up a box. Kablamo. Put those to the side. Okay, now for a bunch of sandy sands. I hate this little nub they put here right between the backpack thrusters because I barely have any tool that can reach in between that area easily. There we go. Probably good enough. And these nubs are on internal structural pieces, so they'll never be seen. Okay. This part of the thruster, that's a snip. Very carefully. Then we'll use a superfine sanding sponge to clean that down. Nice and carefully. The ad breaks again, starting in about a minute. So as always, if you want to skip the ad breaks, you can feel free to subscribe, but don't feel the necessary need to. It's all voluntary, although any little bit does help the channel out in tiny little ways. And yeah, that ads are part of Twitch in a dealio. And I run 3-minute ads just to ensure that no pre-rolls appear for any people pop into the stream, newly pop into the stream, or raiding and stuff. And it's just good for everyone. Also, 3-minute ads actually, I should use these 3-minute ads to actually take a moment to stretch and look away and things. So what I'm thinking I will do once the ad break starts. Aha. Self-care, who'd have thunk? Yeah. I need to make a BRB screen for these ad breaks and stuff as well. So many things you do. So little time. So many hobbies. That's all. Anyway, come on. Ad break at the beginning. Okay, ad break is running. Good. So, yeah, I'll take this moment to get a little bit of a stretch. And a drinky drink. We'll just check for any notifications or anything. Loop. 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 Nothing of urgent importance to deal with at this moment. Good, good. Yeah, let's see. I think I actually have time. No, wait, no, I cannot. My airbrush booth is full. I cannot airbrush anymore tonight. Maybe tomorrow, though. We'll see. No. Maybe? Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Ooh. We'll see. Just thinking about my schedule, time and scheduling and stuff. Ah. Oh, that's a good stretch. Oh, yeah. So let's see. So, of course, let's see. I've got about that's the second ad break we have running right now. So I have about 1 hour left in me before I call it a night, give or take. So I'm wondering, build this guy, and okay, build this guy, then see. Maybe paint a little bit of one of my chaplains I primed earlier, and just see how it goes. Yeah, again, don't want to go too far too long. Look, we're just looking and seeing some things. Don't just taking a peek see at some things. Ad break ends in about 50 seconds. Just browsing some stuff. Click, clock, click, clock, clock, click, click, clock. What is this? What's going on here? Okay, good enough. So, anyway. Well, the ad breakers. We got 30 seconds of ad breaks. I'm just going to keep snipping and sanding away at these little lads. Very carefully. Nice and easy. Yeah. Oh, hiccup. So I'll just quickly sand these up. So it looks like we'll have the time to build this guy up. Well, he's build his sub-assemblies. And then go from there. And then go from there. So welcome back for the adverts, everybody. Just continuing to snip and sand these knobs, and they're very hard to reach locations right now. Looking like tonight I'll have the time to get this guy sub-built at least. And then we're going to start working on painting one of the chaplains I primed earlier in the stream. And then we'll call it a night. Yeah. Simple as. That is the plan. Also, let's see. Can I... How would this go? Should go like this, right? Yes. Does it go like that? Yes. Okay. So this needs a little quick cement. Blap, blap, press. A blap, blap, press. Pressy, pressy, blap, blap. Those are my sound effects of how all this assembles together. Pressy, pressy, blap, blap. So this will then attach in here. Boop. More pressy, pressy, blap, blap here to hold this thruster in place. There. Okay. Then you have your wings. Boop. 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 3, 4, and 5. 5 nubs. 5 sanding spots. I'm going to use a sponge for this since it's on curved surfaces, so we want to maintain that curve. Nice and easy. Nice and carefully. Aha. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I saw a spot between these little spikes up here of a mold line. Just quickly, lightly deal with that. And this spot here. The sponge ever so carefully. There. And a quick pot of cement on this section. Okay. Then same for the other side. Nice and carefully. Snip. 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 Yeah. These are convex surfaces, so it's very easy to sand after the fact. Good. There. Okay. And then there's always a little bit of a mold line between the spikes. Just quickly scrape that away. And a little cement wipe down. After that. Okay, there we go. All right. So now these wings, they attach like this, do they? Yes. Thinking, should I maybe attach these wings separately? The spot of super glue to hold them in there, just to make painting these guys easier. I might do that. Yeah, I might keep the wings separate just because right here it's so close to each other. Paint that's gonna be a yes and a half. So yeah, I'll keep that separate. Which means could this actually just paint? I could just attach it like this then. Yeah, so this is one paint segment. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's do it like this. Once I can sand down this join part here, where the cement is going to go to hold it together. And then the wings I will attach manually after the fact. Boop, boop. There we go. Okay. So what I need to do is now get these guys prepped for painting and stuff. So I've got my paper clips here. So let us very shallowly add a drill point. Ooh, okay. No. That is... I almost drilled straight through that, so... Let's see. Is that deep enough for this to go in? Not really. So no, these wings are probably going to have to be a blue tack job to stick onto something. Can I do it a bit more of an angle? Not really. Okay, then I have to blue tack or stick this onto something. Actually, a very light super glue onto the stick will work. There we go. There we go. Just a little light bit of super glue on the end of this. And that just sticks to the side here. Give it a second. Give it a second, I say, as it does not stick. Give it a moment. Give it a moment. Never mind, it's not there. Come on. Stick. Yeah. It's sticking. Maybe it's sticking now. Okay, there we go. Same thing with another one of these. A slight light bit of super glue at the tip of it. And then I just stick it down onto the mounting point. Go. Bammo. No, don't stick to my finger. Stick to the wing. Okay, kind of just gotta hold it like this now for a bit. There. Okay. There we go. Good. The other super glue. Okay, so for the rest of these guys, I think this is, I was just, because that's a rock, I can easily paint the rock later. That's just a simple case of paint stick, pegs onto rock. Done. This one as well. Paint stick will clip onto the neck joint. Actually, hold on. Before I do that, a little bit of sandy sand here, looks like. Yep. Stick, clip on to the head joint here, neck joint. Boom. Okay, that's the head. These two are here like that. Then axe. This one has space to drill for the paper clip for sure. Just quick drill in. Like that. Right in there. Grab my paper clips. Jam it in. And there we go. Okay. All major parts of Astaroth are prepared for painting, but cannot be painted tonight because my priming booth is filled with drying things. So yeah, let's see, what's the timing like? 45 minutes ago. So yeah, let us work on Lamates, I think. I feel like, yeah, let's get a little bit of work on going on Lamates. There we go. Find them in the stream. You know what one. Now, okay, the first thing I want to do is drill the gun barrel out because I had forgotten to do that before. So let's just get the tip of my hobby knife in here. Let's give it a little bit of a poke. Am I on center? Almost. Sort of, okay. Pin vise down. Let us head on in. Are we on center? Looks like it. Go a bit more. Looks on center. Let's commit to a bit more of it. We are indeed on center. Okay. Full send. Well, full send is just draw a bit deeper. Like that. And the sponge, just a little bit of a light sand down at the tip of the barrel here. There we go. That's one drilled out pistol. So yeah. Okay. Now let me just get a reference picture of Lamartine to the side and see what I have to work with. Okay, so Le Martis. I'm going to grab a picture of his new model and a picture of his old model. Save. Open a new image. Save. Okay. Let's get these. Stream, are we back? Hi, chat, are we back? I think we're back. Okay, turns out my OBS tried to open an image that was from my server that was not turned on. And yeah, it did OBS did not like that at all. Not one bit. So, interesting. So anyway, let me just grab some reference pictures to the side here of how we want to do this guy. How do I want to do him? Here we go. Okay. So yeah. Off to the side here, we have his old model and his new model. I have his new model, but I kind of want to see what can I do in terms of color scheme that can do justice to both, because I like both the old and new model. So let's see. Let's look. Let's look at him. He's got sort of a metallic-y. He's got kind of like gunmetal ribs and crossbars on as his trim. So he's got gunmetal crossbars. He doesn't have that front belt that his old model has. Which is kind of cool, honestly. Kind of like the old model still. Let's see. Doesn't have the bone toes either. Alright. Alright. Shoulders are kind of the same. Hands are kind of the same. See, can I add a bit more red trim to his chest than the new model to make it look similar to the old one in any way? What if the red... What if I have given the red rib cage instead? That might work. It might work. Huh. Maps. Wait, let me see. So, what is this? Is that honestly? Is that it's just lead belcher sort of? The lead belcher is brighter. This is a darker metallic on him. Let me see. Let me see. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? So he has kind of like a silvery metallic inner frame as well. It's interesting. Anyway, so let me see. Let's see. What metallic steel color do I have? Let us look. Let us see. There's browsy wee. That's Phantom Gray. No. I have a regular gunmetal and a dark steel. Might try dark steel on him. What else do I have? Got silver. That's not going to be. That won't look right. What else do I have in my collection? Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Let's try the dark steel and see how it looks. If it looks okay, we'll continue with it. If not, then just put another metallic over that. All's good. So let's get my paint palette here. We get a small brush and see how this goes. Shake, 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 shake. Boop. Got myself a little bit of the dark steel. Let's get a little bit of water into the palette. And go with what we got. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Tap the brush. Load up. Let's start with the leg first. Very carefully. Oh, let's just get a better focus. Yep. Very carefully. Paint this out and around. At least the easy part with touching this up is that it's black, and so black will cover anything in touch-ups. Yeah. Very carefully. Nice. Nice. Easy and controlled. Alright, we can change to this side of the leg now. Very carefully. Along this. Reaching between. So if I'm not looking at chat much, but really focused on these tight spots here. Nice and carefully. There you go. Quick reload. crest. Right along here. Go there again. Nice and carefully. No rushing. Calm and collected. Right along. Go again. Going a little patch at a time. Like so. Across all this armor. Reach it. Okay. There we go. Oh god. How long has this camera been slowly inching towards me? Oops, my bad. I was locked in completely. There we go. So that's one of his leg crosses there. Then I have to do his knee crest. Very carefully. Easy. Load it. Whoop. Very carefully. Paint the side. There we go. And okay, there we go. Hello, Nami. Welcome, welcome. How goes? Let's see, I'm locked in a bit, trying to paint this tiny little trim details on this all-black model, which, honestly, this model is very easy to fix the paint mistakes on, but I'm just trying to do my best not to make too many paint mistakes as I go. This is a Lamate, as you can see on the side. You got the yeah, I did actually. Here we go. Ba 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 ba. Yeah, I got the full set. Yeah, I got the full set of the Mikus. Yeah, I got the last full set they had. So, camera. Let's see, like that. There you go. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, yeah. The Mikus are here. I was so amazed the shop sold one set. I was like, yes, mine, buy, buy, buy. Take my money. You want some apples? But yeah. Broke or just hard to find as well. So I'm really happy I managed to grab a set. A local hobby shop, actually. A local hobby shop had it. It was like, oh my fucking god, holy shit. One set left and I managed to grab it. Yeah, for real, mate. Like, god damn. Yeah, here we go, we just bounce it there. Also, thank you for doing the centuries that we may mess up. I'll say I've been doing it long enough that I know I will mess up. It's just down to minimizing mess ups and knowing how to fix it. Yeah, definitely gotta check the local ones for sure. Oh, but come on, me. Here we go. But yeah, it's real cool. Really love it. Let me see. Hold on, where did my thing go? Here it is. Yeah. Yeah, just having fun. Did a bunch of bold action painting today, and now built up Astaroth the Grim over here. Well, sub-built him at least. Now, finishing off the night, I think in about 30 minutes I'll be heading off. Just finish up the night, finally getting some paint onto Lamatis. Yeah, get a bit of water here. And yeah, just having a chill, fun time amongst this the busy week that has come and gone, and the busy week ahead. Here we go. Yes, very carefully. Rush this along. Yeah, hope you're doing good as well. But go back if I'm doing paint primer. I primed it was all grey. I primed it black just at the start of the stream. Primer already dried, and so I was like, okay, let us start the detail work. And because he's a chaplain, it makes it easier because well, chaplains wear black armor. You prime it in black. Your prime and base coat is done in one go. And now it's all of his tiny little detail trims. Again, thankfully, fixing paint mistakes on black is easy because black is very easy, can cover up other colors. But I'm still trying to maintain some, as I say that I make a mistake, maintain some control to, just improve my paint skills here and there. Again, mistakes happen. That's just part of it. It's fixing the mistakes, which is the key part. And most of the time, the fixing the mistake part is very easy because basically just don't let it dry first, then fix it. Also, why did my streamer bot not trigger? The heck? Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate! Thank you kindly. Let me hold on. Why did that not trigger? Hold on. Let me Can I force trigger it? What the heck? Oh! Now, mommy, daddy button. Thank you for the dick punch. Hurts so good. I'll stretch our drink, and I'm going to try to get that waifu to trigger. Why didn't it not trigger? It's triggering the chat mess. It's not triggering my scene. Let me get a quick restart to StreamerBot. Shouldn't do restart StreamerBot? Yes, please. StreamerBot, go. Welcome back. No problem. Your college computer science class. Nice. Oh, hope you're doing well with that. It's my anime waifu. Give me a second. Let us try this again. Whoop. Wow, it doesn't trigger for some reason. Cringe. Why does it not trigger? Anyway, I know. I'll get you guys see it. Blah, 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 blah. Intro. Here we go. Top middle. Top middle. That picture's meant to trigger with an Asuka sound clip whenever you redeem it. I don't know why it's not triggering now. It worked last time. Drawn by the lovely Milky Opie. In the thing, Twitter link, you see her link if you wish to commission her for things. But yeah, back to booth. Here we go. Yeah. Also, yes, these I have the full Miku set. The Mikuzaku set. Really happy I managed to grab that. They shall be my treasured treasures. And yeah, I need to put them somewhere safer than on my paint desk. But right now they're there until I clear up some other space else on my desk. But yeah, let's see now. I have to see what else is. He's got some belts to do as well. I'm just gonna try to get his legs done tonight first, just to have a part of him ready for the game. Yeah. Now he'll probably still be blue tacked to his base next time I play. Very carefully. Well, another computer science, haha. Nice. I dabbled a bit in it. For sure. I know a bit of the computer science. Not by choice. Well, I guess semi by choice. Ugh. It's so subjective. If you're into it, you're into it. If you're not into it, oh god. Lord supply you. So I need to be a bit better positioned on my camera here. And I think on 40K we're seeing somebody make Terminator with Miku attachments and hair. Nice. Yeah, and also if you look at Khan the Betrayer, he has little Miku hair dangles. So if you want to have Miku, in-universe Miku, there's Khan the Betrayer. The World Eaters. Which is hilarious. I do IT shenanigans right now. Yep, but I do a lot of IT stuff, mostly on the networking side. But I have a little bit of a background in CS. Basically, I'm familiar enough with it to be a danger to myself and others. Basic coding. Nice. My only tip for that is, remember, everything is just a chain of cause and effect. Once you know that logically it's all cause and effect, you just gotta make the dominoes and see how they fall. And then you just raw dog it from there. You just gotta YOLO it after that. Yeah. There you go. This other Beast Wars 2 opening 1. No, it's not. This is Gundam Wing. The Gundam Wing theme. One of them, at least. Yeah. Crap. IT for a little bit, switching jobs now. Yep. Good luck to that with both of you. Enjoy your time when you will have more time to, well, not fuss around and fuck about with things. Also, thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. Also, hi, Salty John. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Carefully. Carefully. So, tell me how this season messed up her boot CFG, had to reboot it, get a computer working. Computers are a mystery. Sometimes the boot CFG fucks up. Sometimes you delete System 32. Other times you realize those who are programmers have pistol knowledge and actual basic IT knowledge. There we go. Yeah, carefully. Very easily. It was like, I know seen a lot of programmers who have almost no actual IT knowledge of how the stuff works. They know how the IDE works and how to program a thing, but they don't actually know how the bloody computer they're using works and can't troubleshoot the simplest of issues with it. That is quite a common occurrence. And I feel like, especially doing programming, you kind of do need to know about your own IT, have your own IT knowledge as well, of just how the damn thing works. It's impressive how much she's messed up. Oh, you switched to Linux. Oh my, Lord be with you. You are far braver than I. It's just because I use a lot of things, was it? I don't have time to learn Linux. I have enough time to learn Linux to make one-off systems here and there for like hosting things and stuff, but as my main driver, actually, I could get away with Linux as my main driver because for like regular browsing things. The only thing I need Windows for is just for games, honestly. Games and proprietary software. Other than that, actually, Linux is pretty good. But compared to everyone, Like saying, "Oh, Linux is so customizable. You're gonna make it. You can customize it just for yourself." In my case, basically, I have a busy work schedule. I have a busy ass life. I don't want to customize every last detail bit down to the nitty gritty last kernel, this version kernel, whatever. I just want something standardized that works in the first place. It doesn't want me to update every 5 minutes and break things. So it's like, I'll install a core Linux and then not touch anything with it. It's like, yeah, no, I'm not. You're not getting any fancy configs or whatnot. Just get me my internet browser, get me the internet working, get a VLC running, and run YouTube for me. That's that. Okay, super easy. Once you play out the anti-cheat ones, yep. There we go. I think I have, what was it? I have one laptop running Mint, but the laptop's so old now that it's not worth using anymore. I have a virtual machine that uses Ubuntu. I have a virtual machine running Proxmox, which then runs a VM using Ubuntu, which was my Minecraft server. And then I kind of, VM stuff actually doesn't have enough storage space. I need to upgrade it. Otherwise, I'd have another VM running. But yeah, I actually have to update its SSD to something larger. And then I have two. It's not Linux. It's Debian. No, BSD. FreeBSD. I have two TrueNAS servers as well. There's no work anymore. Stream put on there does it all now. I see. Was it 7 years ago I was trying to fuck around with Proton and I could not get it to, for the life of me, I could not get Proton to work. But also, after 7 years, they've probably updated the interface to be a bit more user-friendly, so maybe go back and try it out and see. But right now, I need to get, like, my main driver has to be something that's standardized, that kind of runs anything without any little fuss and stuff here or there. But I do have the VM stuff that once I update its drivers and stuff, well, upgrade its SSD to something bigger, then I can start running some Linux VMs to start testing out things. Like, actually, I have a spare, my old GTX 660, I think. Or was it 760, I forget. Basically, I can try to use that to pass through into it, and then see if I can't use it as like a retro gaming machine. I can't say the E word. Technically, I can't say the E word, but you know, use it for retro games and stuff. Although when I run a Windows emulator for that. I said the word. I mean, I run a Windows software for that. There we go. We're getting that. Let's see. I haven't moved Stream PC Linux, so I have to. Yep, exactly. You have to learn. That's the thing. You have to learn a lot of things, and it's a case of I want to go with what's familiar. But that's being said, though, the Windows 11. Oh my god, Windows 10 and 11 settings pages are so fucking different. Like, where's my damn control panel? You've had the control panel the same way for decades now, and then now you change it and make everything fucking harder to find? It's like, oh my god, I have to learn the new Windows control panel bullshit. Like, piece of meh. Legs are clean? Thank you kindly. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I'm actually pretty proud of it. I mean, there's a slight mistake there, but you know, that's still just spot black paint is fixed. As always, remember, if you make a paint mistake, let the paint dry first. Then go ahead and fix it. Else you're going to have wet paint on wet paint blending, and then you make a mess of it. So make a mistake, just move on. Just move on, fix it later when it's dry. Well, a lot less headache to deal with. That is my wisdom for that. And let's do this body cage he has on. Well, that's a case of patience is key. Make a mistake, fix it later. Just move on first. Unless the paint mistake is so recent, you can like wet your brush and wipe it away easily. But usually with these minis where the details are so tight together and stuff, trying to wipe away a mistake is going to cause you the blood to smear and wipe away other parts you've painted. It's like, just move on. Just move on. Go back and fix it later. It saves you a bunch of repaint. It's better you repaint a small bit later than try to fix it now and then give yourself a bigger repaint job later. Just move on. Just move on. Know that paint mistakes happen. And you know, as you practice and go, you'll get more experience and you make less mistakes. Usually. The only thing is that says control panel, but 9% of the time it's such things back to the new thing. It's like no, it's like so, no, for like network settings, it now sends you back to like Windows password. It sends you back to the new settings page where the interface is just not friendly anymore. I think in Windows 11, networking also goes to the new page, so it's staying in the old page now. So it's like, just let me get to the little fancy window that shows all my adapters, so I can right-click, enable, right-click, disable, right-click, enable again. Just as that. Don't maybe go to all these pages that need to be go click, go click, go click in, go click in, go click in again. So you're adding extra clicks to my workflow when you didn't need to. You had a perfectly good working interface before. And that's just a little bit of my molding of the Windows settings. Now to bypass that. Oh yeah. Yeah, I did a shortcut so I can easily directly open up into network settings. I think it was a NetWizPL. You would create a shortcut NetWizPL. Then you can just double click that shortcut to get to your old network settings page. But again, I think that only works for Windows 10 because Windows 11 is going to send you right back to the new interface again after that. And it's like, you pieces of shit. So it's like, my home computer is Windows 10 still. My work computer is Windows 10 still. Like, my work computer is only upgrading to Windows 11 once we we need software we use that has to have Windows 11. Honestly, I'm holding out till the bitter fucking end. Ugh. Also, I'm in charge of IT anyway. It's my call on that. Thankfully. So, haha. Did I mention I don't like Windows 11? Yeah, Windows 11 sucks. Makes IT support... It's cringe for the IT support. Yeah. New settings app just... Yeah, the old... You've had the same settings page for all these years. At least give us access to both the old and new one. Yeah, some intense painting music as I'm very slowly, calmly painting. Welcome to my playlist. It's a mix for sure. I need to update I need to update a lot of my stream assets and stuff. It's just that I rarely have time, and some of the free time I have it usually comes down to, oh, I got free time to stream. It's my stream day, haha. And oh, then I'm not fixing anything. Because I want to have like a little ticker at the bottom to show the actual current playing song versus me having to manually type out the song every time someone asks it. There we go. I say this pendant can just go that metallic color as well, become gold later. There we go. Now he's got those metallic libs at the front at least. Let me just reach in there a bit. Reach in. Well, the lamentations of IT support and updates. So the paint sign is out a bit, so let me just quickly re-wet it a bit. There we go. Switch to gaming PC to Windows 11 for fun of changing SD file, then once I move to switch to Linux, nice. Yeah, pretty much the only time I'm going to 11 is if I am forced to update for some reason. Or I upgrade PC and I have to be in Windows 11 for whatever the new motherboards and stuff are. But I still got a good 4 to 5 years in this system. And as far as I know, the major leaps in performance for GPUs and CPUs isn't happening right now. So my 11th gen Intel stuff should be good for a while longer. I mean, I've got 11th gen i7, and I've got an RTX 3080, 12 gig version. So that's some pretty hefty meat I have in my system that should last me a good while longer. Yeah, I'm switching Windows 11 to work. I demand was very intense about security reasons. My work isn't. We work with enterprise, but we aren't enterprise ourselves. So basically, the only systems in Windows 11 are brand new systems people have been getting because it comes pre-installed. Otherwise, for those which are Windows 10, as everyone agrees, because everyone sees the random update reboots happening here, is like, yep, just we'll just hold out to Windows 10 as long as we can. So we have a mix of 10 and 11. That basically is a case of, if the system's already Windows 10, everyone knows just skip the upgrade. Don't update it. It's going to cause more problems than it's worth. So yeah, basically, there's going to be a slow migration to 11 as new systems are brought in, but the existing ones, which are still working pretty good, they are not updating further beyond that. Besides, there wasn't. Windows is doing extended security updates anyway. And I think, was it? Yeah, Professional still has extended security updates for it. So, no security issues yet. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's see. What else? You have your arms now. So what time is it? Ooh, 7 minutes to midnight. I should be calling it soon. Let's do the arms quickly. Let's do the arms, and then let's find someone lovely to raid into. I don't want to go too late, as always. Because I have work tomorrow, haha. There we go. But yeah. Windows be a bitch to deal with. Especially when an update hits and then Outlook stops working and stuff. It's like, god damn your Windows updates. I don't have time to spend hours fixing someone's Outlook because a random update happens and breaks it completely. I have better things to be doing with my work time. There we go. Move to Linux, use Mint, so you don't have to spend time doing stuff. Now, unfortunately, a lot of, work stuff, we have proprietary software that must be Windows-based, unfortunately. Mint, again, I tried a bit, but it's on a very old laptop of mine. It's not worth using for new things. The laptop's dying as well. And I have Ubuntu on my VM, but I have an Ubuntu VM running. But that's mostly more of a send forget Minecraft server, which I tried to use for some other streaming things, like during Plastic Model Weekender, the big charity event for Cure Alzheimer's Fund. I was one of the backup servers for, I was co-host as well as one of the backup servers for the overnight shift. And spent a while getting my VM set up and ready to act as an ingest server for the stream contents. And then after all that, during the testing, it's like, oh shit, my VM is too much of a weakling. So the hours spent getting it ready, within 10 minutes, I got my main desktop PC Windows ready to act as the backup server instead. It's like, yep, never mind, fuck it. Because it turns out, basically, if it was, this because it's an Intel NUC, running Proxmox than running the Ubuntu server and OBS stuff on the inside that. That was too much resources for the NUC to handle. If it was bare metal Ubuntu, it probably would have worked. But hey, now we know. We tried it, we tested it out, we found it didn't work, and now both of us know. Yeah, the NUC is cool. Get the one that lets you install a hard drive so that you can actually have some decent capacity on it. Also, NUCs, as I said, as I mentioned right now, they are still pretty low powered. I guess maybe new ones are a bit more powered. And like the resources to run Proxmox, then Ubuntu, and then the stuff on the Ubuntu, it was too much. The stream was stuttering so much when we were testing it. But running as bare metal was like, oh shit, bare metal is great, but I can't give up my server right now, so we'll just use my PC for it. It's fine. At least I wasn't a presenter during the event. I was co-host at least, so I didn't need my OBS running for any reason. So I was like, okay, all's good with that one. Good tip, does other one have solder on storage? There's the thin NUC, which has an NVMe slot, and it has the header for a hard drive, but then there's nowhere to put the 2.5-inch drive anywhere. While the thick ones, it's thicker because there's a drive bay for you to mount the 2.5-inch drive inside. So go for the thicker one, just so you can stick a 2.5-inch drive in. So you have your boot drive on the NVMe, then the 2.5-inch, maybe 2 to 4 terabyte SSD or something, and then just use that as your data store for your VM, for all your VM stuff in it. Mine's a thin one, so it's got a 1 terabyte SSD, but then the Proxmox itself, the ISOs, and your VMs take quite a lot of space very quickly, and the 1 TB is filled very quickly. It's like, yeah, like, ooh. And also because it's one drive, the Proxmox system itself is on that same drive, because I partitioned it 500, I think. Just I did 50-50 of it. So 500 is for Proxmox itself. And the other partition of 500 is like the data store for the VMs to work on. It's like, yeah, I'd rather have separate drives for this, but the thing physically can't do that. It takes less. Basically, I was just fucking around, just getting it to work. And actually, yeah, it actually does, because it has some log files that after a while, something about log files with it actually does take up space after a while. Because one time, all the VM stopped working, I couldn't figure out why, and I was like, wait a second, why is your boot drive 100% full? Oh shit, you filled up with some sort of, some sort of like logging file or something after a few months of operation. I was like, ah, shite. But then I've had no real time to look further into that, honestly. I just know I deleted the log files, like, oh, look, I got a few hundred gigs left. Let me get back in. Huzzah. So, yeah. But with that, though, I think that's the arms done. So we have this lovely ripped skeleton dude. It is just about to hit midnight, so let us find someone lovely to raid into this lovely evening. Let's see, whomst is there we can send the fun to? Let's see. I know, I see someone. They have raided us a few times. So actually, first, let me make sure I can actually get the raid going. Flash raid. Random deleting files. What could go wrong? What could go wrong with that? Yeah, we're gonna go give a raid over to Mooking Official. Oh, she has raided me quite a few times. She does Gundam building and stuff. And yeah, thank you for coming. Great, appreciate it. As well, every Tuesday at 9 PM GST, so 3 hours before now, every Tuesday, my time at least, I stream, I try to build, I paint, and everything. Yeah, thank you all for coming along. And thank you for the lovely Proxmox discussions. Let's have a raid message going. Raid message is going to be, the community has come to red rage all over the place. And spill paint. Then we can just add some emotes at the end. Let's see. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 bop. There we go. Here's the raid message. You can replace the emotes with the emotes you may have instead. Boop. So again, thank you for coming. My Discord link is there if you want to catch me in Discord, get the announcements and stuff. And my socials are here for my random postings, mostly on Twitter. Mostly on Twitter, a little bit of Blue Sky, almost never on Instagram. YouTube's a pending in process thing. But again, thank you for coming, great appreciate it. And until next time, boop, away we go. Nyom!